Ladies, gentlemen, and my NB comrades, what's good? What's going on? Still the time, still the time, still the time. I'm trying to cut the preamble short. Like, my introduction's a little bit too long. Just like this much too long, this much too long. So I'm trying to cut it shorter. I'm trying to make it a lot more palatable for all of y'all out here. But here we are, doing some Dota things. We have Team Magma taking on RNG. And yeah, let's be honest for a second. I-League, in some respects, for the last couple of weeks, has just been the everybody beat Team Magma show. It's been pretty rough. They're 0-7 right now. They have lost to absolutely everybody. I mean, to be fair, competition is rather stiff, right? You have your LGDs, Elephants, eHome, Vici Gaming. I understand. It's not RNG. They found themselves, I believe they've lost 3. They lost to Asta, I remember they lost to IG, and I think it was Elephants as well that they ended up losing to. So they definitely need the victory if they're gonna end up in a situation where you emerge from this group in a good situation, a good position. It's actually unclear. The thing with I-League is that every iteration of I-League is somewhat different, right? Sometimes what ends up happening is that they'll have playoffs after the league stages. Other times, they'll just be like, League, that's it, GG, well played. You never really know. This one, because of all the busyness around Chinese Dota and some of the DPC, I suspect that this is going to be just one of the league ones. I don't think we'll have playoffs for this one. Nonetheless, you still don't want to be a team that ends like bottom, right? You're gonna find yourself in like the top portion. You DM me on Discord. Let's see. What did you say? Oh shit, yes, I should. I thought I had already. My bad. I'm gonna do that for you right quick. Sorry, comrade, I really thought I'd already done this. But clearly I had not, so I am going to fix that. Well, I'll fix it in a second. Dota or Twitch is not being cooperative with me on the side here. Wait, hold on. There's a way to solve this. And there we go. Problem solved. Alrighty. Now, solving that issue took up so much time in the draft that I wasn't really paying attention. I'll be honest and say it probably doesn't matter that much, just given the fact that Magma is going to lose. It's sort of like a rule at this point in Chinese Dota, that if you play Team Magma, you beat them. That's just how it is. I mean, even in lower division, Phoenix, they're sort of making Magma look really dumb. I kind of feel like Team Magma, for me, they sort of exist as the Chinese, the best tier 2 team. In the sense that if you want to demonstrate, because you'll notice that in all the tournaments that have tier 1 teams, Magma's always there. And it's not like they get there just through direct invites. Often they qualify and they crush those qualifiers. So if you want to demonstrate that you're better than tier 2, you have to be able to beat Magma. That seems like the bare minimum. If you can't do that, then you're lower than tier 2. It is what it is. What can people say? Here though, they've given themselves one of the best chances to be able to win out this game versus RNG. Got the Shadowlock TV, LC in the offlane, Puck from mid. Lots of team fight. Earthspirit and Grimstroke as well. Their draft is... yeah. Draft looks good. That being said though, you know, it's not like RNG have bad tools for themselves. The God King's playing his signature jug. We have, of course, out here Super. And this Undying is going to help a lot in the laning phase, which is where a lot of their struggles are going to come from in the earlier portions of the game. Oh, I didn't do a prediction. I should do that right quick. Let's see. Who do we got here? RNG. Team Magma. Let's make this a short one since we're already in the game. Make it like a 5-win prediction. I'll make it 10 total. I'm concerned about this game for RNG. Like if I just pretend that I didn't care about who was in the game and just look at the heroes. They have a lot of beefcake on the front lines. I don't feel like controlling camera today, so one of the Chinese ops will do it. Thank you very much, comrade. They have a lot of beefcake on the side of RNG, right? Undying, Doom, DK, Juggernaut eventually gets there. This Terrorblade can still be the hero that solo carries them in this game. But damn. Everyone's so tanky on RNG. Like, I'm worried for Magma in terms of their damage potential against all these heroes. Especially once they start getting like these effect items, right? If they do pick up the Pipe of Insight on Doom. If we see the God King. Just go for like a Skadi route in this game, like Mantis Skadi. I like Mantis Skadi actually. I can live with Mantis Skadi. I still like what they have. Magma's team fight is a lot better than RNG's. RNG's team fight consists of what? They have to drop Tombstone, doom a particular target, jump in on the fight with a Blink Dagger from the DK. They have to do that. Nyx Assassin presumably will either have to get the rush of the Blink Dagger or Meme Hammer, one of the two. Once that ends up happening, you get yourself out onto the map, potentially enable a lot of kills. Definitely they need a Blink Dagger on D-Stones in the mid lane. But this Magma draft, I actually really like it. I actually really like it. If we just have to forget about the teams that are playing, obviously. Just a quick pause as the God King reconnects himself. While that's happening, I'm quickly going to go take a look at who they lost to last week. So, RNG, it was IG that they lost to. Yeah. They already lost to... They lost to IG, they've lost to Asta, they've lost to Vici. They did manage to pull off some games against Elephant, however. Taking them 2-0 in the 1 week. The same is true of eHome. Although they did lose to both teams on other weeks as well. By the way that this works is that every team plays each other twice. Magma, whew, it's been rough. It's been rough. They've already lost twice to Elephant. They've lost twice to eHome. This, if they lose here again, this would be their second loss to RNG. And remember, this is not like season 1 of the DPC for them, where at the very least they could be like, okay, there's gonna come a day where we play against LZBS, and then maybe we can get something happening for ourselves. It's not like lower division China, where you can say, okay, cool, there's at least like some Asta Aries or something to beat to make us feel better. This is just superstars, y'all. Just superstars. Seven of the upper div teams plus Magma. Have fun. What's taking the God King so long?
Interesting.
While they're still paused up, we can consider exactly how these lanes are going to pan out, right? So, D-Stones on the mid, DK versus Puck should be a DK favorite matchup, or rather DK gets most of the farm in that matchup. Or does he still? Because I've seen a lot of these Pucks play a lot more aggressively in this lane, because normally what DK would do, like post up on the high ground on the other side, and then just use the fact that you can't harass him out as a way to stay there, especially with Pucks no longer going for like the double null tally in lane, because you have to rush this bottle early. We'll see how things go.
30 seconds to battle.
The game is now unpaused. We can get back underway with some Dota. Some Doto. So let's see what are y'all predicting here. Okay. I see. Still 5 minutes ago though. The horn will now sound. And let's see where we go. Who gets the roots? Who gets the roots? It's gonna be Flyby Super. Grabbing 2, and it does seem like the side of Magma will be able to secure 2 for themselves as well. So, nice even start to the game. The one place where RNG definitely going to have a lot of thought and care applied is to dealing with that Terrorblade. I've been talking about how I really think this hero is on the come up. Teams are going to figure out exactly where he fits in the meta, and it's going to be glorious. Well, it's not going to be glorious because if you're a support player, your pubs are ruined. I'm sorry. In the mid lane, Dust versus D-Stones. Dust, obviously, early on will be very happy in this lane in terms of getting his own CS. Very little kill threat against them. Both wards are on the D-Stone side of the map. So he's just prioritizing his own laning rather than trying to get aggressive onto that puck. Other side of the map, here on top, we have TZY in the off lane on the LC. Being harassed out by the Undying, never really fun. At the same time, they're obviously going to be able to pull away some creeps for you to be able to farm later. Oh, look at that. Some good old support play. You love to see it. You love to see it. So, Myanman does the right thing. Drags these creeps. Kaz also making sure that the creep wave equilibrium is in favor of Shylock. Alright. Decent start to the game right now for the side of Team Magma. Of course, TZY is going to have a bit of a rougher time top, but what can he do? He just has to rely on Myan to also help him out in this situation. Once he gets level 3 though, it becomes a lot easier, and you have a point into the moment of courage. I'm surprised he doesn't have one now, but I think he wanted the additional movement speed in the laning phase with the overwhelming odds. Still though, somewhat slow, lumbering beginning of the game right now. God King just farming up his creeps. Myan dragging creeps back in the opposite direction. And TZY gonna try to contest for one or two of these. Overwhelming odds gets him a melee creep. He's taking quite a bit of harass from Super. But for now, he's actually fine. Everything's A-okay. Oh yeah, by the way, actually, I'm gonna get rid of one thing right quick. There we go. Nice early boring times for the Jug, because he's just gonna get hyper farm here in the top lane. Feeling very good about himself. They're giving Myan some experience here, as he was the one that was back with the other wave. And, oh, okay, no, my D-Stone is doing it. This is exactly what I want to see. I've been seeing less DKs do this, but you see what he's doing, right? He positions himself on the opponent's high ground, knowing, like I was mentioning earlier, that Dust cannot harass him out, and that if he has Breathe Fire, all he has to worry about is one Illusion Orb every so now and then. Afterwards, you pop down Breathe Fire, you know that the puck will not have the damage to kill you. Makes you feel a lot better about yourself here in the offlane. Or in the mid, sorry, for the DK. Doesn't make the LC's life any better though, because Myan trying to offer assistance. Can they kill the courier? I don't think they'll be able to. There is a spin going out onto the LC. Not going to be enough to find that kill though. And of course, LC does have access to the press the attack. Bottom lane, Shylock farming very, very well here for the side of Team Magma. A little bit of a concern for them that TZY has gotten nothing from this top lane. Erstwhile Doom has pretty much been able to find free farm in his. Presents some major problems. Dust will grab a water rune for himself. Felix Sharba will take the other one. Water runes were just recently nerfed. Less 20 HP now that you pick it up. Bottom flyby. Almost got Inkswell stunned. Had that happened, you would have died. Does get to stay alive in the end, however. Everything Gucci, everything's fine. Yeah, I also love that. The courier is just like herpa-derping. Just passing by there, no problem. TZY. Rough start to the game, buddy. You can still catch up as this LC, especially as your team can enable you with these early dual kills. In particular because there's so much magic damage that comes out of these heroes that the earlier portion of the game, you won't necessarily need LC to be in prime position. Speaking of prime position though, Felix Sharba, great rotation down bottom. They find the kill onto the Terrorblade, isolate him away from Kaz. They recognize that the Grimstroke is not here to protect his TB. They managed to find the kill. That is very, very huge. That's huge. That's huge. That's huge. Team Magma are relying on that Terrorblade. Shylock needs to have the best time possible. If he's already having a rough game now with an early death, what starts to happen? Fortunately for him, D-Stones can't really rotate off mid that easily. Flyby is gonna get rotated upon bottom. Inkswell does stun him up. Do they have the damage to kill him? Stroke of Fate will be there to slow him down, and they grab him inside the trees, bringing down the Doombringer. Okay, I can live with that. Mid lane though, they're gonna try and run directly onto the puck. Okay, there was a haste rune that they picked up on D-Stones. Good understanding of the game there. He recognized that this puck is out of mana, out of options, doesn't have a fairy fire, doesn't have a mango, so bonus health or mana are not gonna be available for him. You just run directly at his face, and D-Stones, not only does he do that, he does that as a siege wagon wave is coming in, so they can apply more pressure towards the tier 1 tower now with the space bought by the death of that puck. And of course, the entire time, the God King in the top lane just happily farming towards his Battle Fury. Definitely a game for it. He might be convinced to go for the early Maelstrom, but in this game, you're going to have to farm late against Terrorblade, or at the very least be capable of doing so. And it might not, strictly speaking, be necessary, because they have this Doom, they have the Juggernaut. They're gonna go now onto Super in trouble. Gonna end up getting brought down. The Inkswell stun did catch Felix Sharba as well, but they have to turn their attention towards the Tombstone before they can try thinking about the Nyx Assassin. But now that the Tombstone is down, Flyby might be in a world of trouble. Impale only connects out onto Kaz, and Flyby only finds the Doom onto this Earth Spirit, so he might still end up taking a tumble, especially with the rotation from Dust, who finds the Dream Coil only onto one. They do manage to get the kill onto Miam, but the first rotation of Dust will be good for the money to bring down the opposing offlaners. RNG, lose Flyby. D-Stones will grab the mid-tier 1 tower as revenge for this. Nonetheless though, Team Magma able to do something about this Doom. Remove him from the field of play. They might lose their LC though. This would not be good. TZY needs to be able to escape away from this, but fortunately, this is only an Undying. Not like a lion or something, so the major burst damage is just not available. We see Kaz with Inkswell on him. They actually get the stun. Phantom's Embrace also flew out onto Felix Sharpa with the damage from Dust, more than enough to get the kill. Mian rolled in as well. Not going to be required to throw in some additional damage from that perspective. Nonetheless though, his presence does make it a bad idea for the rest of RNG to decide to go back on that fight. Alright. I can live with this. I'm down. They're going for Flyby again. Okay, they really want to try and use this double damage. But more importantly, they're trying to make sure that Dust is on the map active. Pretty much since he left mid, he comes bottom right, and then he kills Flyby. But then as he's doing that, they end up losing the tier 1 tower in the mid lane. So there's one of two things he can do. He can either decide at this point to go into the jungle, finish off this Witchblade from there, and get farm in that particular way, and he's still going to be able to do so. However, he decides, let me play a bit more aggressively. I'm going to move in for this rune, but not just move for the rune, but anytime I see a hero, I'm going to try and go for a kill. I have this Earth Spirit, I have this Grimstroke to back me up. Major kill threat from these two supports with the puck. So Dust has done the right thing. Also, those two deaths on Flyby gonna somewhat reduce how well he's been having a good game. And now we actually see they're gonna go for a kill top. The God King gets dueled up, no opportunity for a spin there. TZY didn't make the mistake of trying to launch press the attack first. Just presses the W, just press the R, it gets the kill. I'm kind of surprised that he did go in for the max level overwhelming odds in this lane. Kind of prefer either maxing the moment of courage or even press the attack. Press the attack I think is the better one to be maxing, but nonetheless, this is going to help him farm up somewhat if he's able to find some nice camps to take advantage of. Earth Spirit, Mian does scout out Super, and the TI runner-up, two-time TI podium finisher. Not that many people can say that. Came second with VG, came third with LFY. And on both occasions, actually, I think he was playing some of the better Dota from the mid lane. We see him roll mid. Speaking of the mid lane, Felix Shaba will just find himself getting brought down by Dust, who throws in the Illusion Orb. Phenomenal performance from this Puck so far. Been very active on the map. 4-1-1 is the scoreline that he's been able to accrue for himself, building into this Witchblade. Witchblade makes such a difference, honestly. What a great spell. What a great item. It's awesome. Magma. The question about this game for them is going to be, alright, we are, oops, that's not supposed to be happening. Oopsie, 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 my bad. The thing about this game, right, and that I'm somewhat concerned, is RNG has a lead right now. I don't think that should be happening. I understand that a lot of that is due to the Devour gold for the Doom and the fact that D-Stones has been free farming. But we need to see them finish these items from Magma and then still play aggressively on the map. I do think this is the kind of drought that's going to require them to be active pretty much all the time in order for it to be successful. We'll see how things go for them though. Magma. TZY still has no Blink Dagger or real way to start these fights. Very slow farming for the LC given how rough the early lane was. They are going to decide to smoke up, however. They have Dreamcoil back online. They've got Inkswell. Honestly, they don't need that many items. Their team is prepared to go right now. D-Stones will reveal himself in the mid lane, but he does play this very carefully. They're stacking up to be able to find the kill and turn that into a push onto the tier 1 tower. Mian Mian. Smoke will break. Dust is still hidden right now inside the trees. D-Stones coming through with the ult. Oh, Blink Dagger being revealed. Nice press the attack onto Dust with their huge Blink Silence and a Dream Coil going out onto a 4 enemy heroes. They've already been able to bring down 2. Can they get more out of this? God King escaped his Dream Coil by using the Omni Slash. Roll away by Mian Mian. It's a 2-2 trade, however, as they did lose the Puck as well as the LC, and they're going to be able to take down Mian Mian as well. Double kill for Flyby in that situation. The chase down. Good for the money and RNG. Great turnaround in the mid lane off the back of this Blink Dagger from D-Stones. He reveals it on the Puck. Press the attack, does get rid of it. And Puck is able to turn with a huge Dream Coil and the Waiting Rift. Unfortunately, took way too much damage initially, so ends up taking a tumble. And of course, we saw that this LC did get the double duel there. That was interesting. So Cass threw out the Soulbind, caught 2 heroes, and then we did actually get to see the double duel. We don't get to see that as often these days. It comes out, that's why we see plus 20 damage on the LC, because both of the targets that died from RNG were dual targets. So taking that into account, right? Okay, so if we take into account Magma is trying to push, they get forced off the push. Blink Dagger revealed from RNG. Death on the D-Stones DK though. Puck dies, but Puck dies after ensuring the double duel. LC dies, but you get double duel damage. It still slightly favors RNG, but only slightly. Had they lost any other hero, or if Mian Mian didn't die, I think it would have been Team Magma favored in that situation, despite losing 2 core heroes. The advantage that TZY will gain from this bonus damage is not just damage for the fights. It's the fact that he's so far behind in farm that he's going to need damage to be able to farm. And now mid, jump in onto super. Dust will pop a double damage rune for this. They even use the full magnetize combo to achieve this particular end. Now they have to take the tower. Shylock has showed up as well. This tower cannot stay living and then still feel good about this game. They do get the deny though. Felix Xiaoba. Alright. Look at you go, little Nix man. Does succeed in being able to find that deny. Would have been a disaster for Team Magma if they found a kill onto one of these heroes, but Terrorblade did manage to get back into the jungle, keep farming. Looks like they want to smoke again right now, as they're all stacked up. They have drums, as well as BKB sitting right now on the Doom. Felix Chamba has level 6, so he can move in with the Vendetta. Though he's been scouted now though. And also they have the Battle Fury for the Juggernaut. So this is the time that they really want to fight. However, this movement does get spotted, and Team Magma is going to be like, maybe not for us, guys. Maybe not for us. Pop the DK form, and now they know that these heroes have rotated off bottom, so it becomes a lot easier to try force a fight underneath the tier 2 tower. And they've already dropped down the tombstone. TB is not available for this just yet. Does have a teleport scroll to come in. TZY gets blinked on. Will get demolished. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking there with that one. There was no way they were going to be able to actually... Okay, lol, Mian Mian. Just trolling a bit by rolling up and up. They get the tier 2. Yeah, I don't know why TZY came there. Like, they were not set up to be able to defend that. Especially since Puck had just committed Dreamcoil to save his own life by making sure he wasn't chased down by the Doom as well as the Nyx Assassin. Somewhat bizarre decision there by the side of Team Magma, and they lose their tier 2 tower. Well, they were going to lose it regardless, but the bonus kill of the Legion Commander was strictly unnecessary. Now to 3k gold lead for the side of RNG. Shylock, mate. Yo, so much of this game is on you. We have the Witchblade at the very least from the Puck, and we are enclosing on the Blink Dagger. Once that is picked up, a lot of the fights starts to turn around, because then it's no longer Puck having to use spells to get into the fight. Can suddenly use this big item. Then once you get the Aghanim Scepter, you know that there's already one BKB available, a second one will come, and there's magic immunity for the Juggernaut. So having that Aghanim Scepter will truly be a game changer in this game. Won't be the biggest deal against the God King, because he'll just use Omni Slash to get out of the Dreamcoil, like we saw in that engagement middle. But for the DK and the Doom, will present some major issues. And the thing is, unlike a lot of these drafts where you ask yourself, where does the damage come from once they have BKB? Yo, they've got Terrorblade. Terrorblade is often all the physical damage you will ever need. Also gets a Nether Shore for himself. Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. A hero with a huge amount of armor and a fairly scant HP pool, who generally dies when he gets bursted by magical damage, picking up the item that's gonna cut that damage by a quarter. Good times. We'll see if they want to smoke up again, and indeed they do. I think that move might have been scouted. We'll see if D-Stones does decide to make some kind of movement away from this. He does have the Blink Dagger, so he's going to be able to blink away to safety with immediate effect. Pity they didn't try to go the other way around. I kind of feel like when you make these kind of moves, maybe a Puck should go this way, while the rest of the team goes the other direction, in case somebody has a Blink Dagger to try and escape, because then Puck can at least lock them down. As a result of that failure to kill DK, he's even closer towards picking up this BKB, and I doubt they'll be able to stop him in any kind of reasonable time frame. Although, they are moving as a squad right now, so they might decide to smoke again middle, but they won't be in time to catch any real heroes. D-Stone's already going to escape from where the Puck is. He knows heroes are coming towards him because he saw them moving around this Observer Watch here in the mid lane. When you watch this game, right, you kind of get a sense of what the difference is between a lot of the tier 1 and the tier 2 teams. Not just in China, but around the world, right? It's not just about skill level, because a lot of the tier 2 players are really highly skilled mechanically. But it's about movements across the map, the decisions they decide to take, where they plant their vision, and how they play around it. And you'll see that RNG, pretty much this entire game, despite the fact that Magma have a higher kill score, it's been RNG controlling the pace of the game for the last several minutes, because they're able to play around specific vision. And now that might change though. Big kill middle. TZY finally gets a Blink Dagger blink kill. That's not just about the dual damage. This also opens up potentially them going for the Roshan. They already have the Orbital Corrosion. Terrorblade, not the closest hero though, so maybe they don't feel comfortable going into the pit, but he's en route. They're thinking about this. They're trying to get vision here on this side of the map. Nyan Nyan rolls in, going to get caught up, but Dust comes in. Dreamcoil on the 3 heroes. There is a Doom that's been thrown out as well. And let's see, is it going to connect onto the correct target? No, only finds TZY. Dust still alive. TZY will end up losing his life, but here comes Shylock. There's going to be 2 heroes caught with the Soulbind. Will there be enough damage from the Terrorblade? Nice jump in from D-Stones to get the stun out onto the TV to prevent the bonus damage. Flyby still alive in the trees. They can't bring him down, and now Dust is getting ran down by the God King. Spin from the Juggernaut should be enough to bring down the puck. And indeed it is. Duel comes in from TZY because he brought back into this. They will help him find a dual kill by bringing down the next assassin. Let's see if Shylock can clean up house. They now lose Felix Sharpa thanks to the Omni Slash. Shylock with a huge thunder. The God King's in trouble. The God King's gonna try to spin away. He's not gonna be able to do so. He's gonna get brought down. It's a double kill for Shylock, who does have the Eye of Skadi. Gonna be able to slow down Super to bring him in range of the Inkswell stun, which will give the triple kill towards Shylock. Massive team fight there for the side of Team Magma. Buyback was needed for TZY, but definitely worthwhile. And they re-engage back into the fight, thinking to themselves, well, Dust is gone. We just threw out the Omni Slash. We think that this fight can go well for us, but my god, the damage. Shylock on the Terrorblade, able to turn the entire engagement around. Now is Net Worth leader, building towards Daedalus, has an Aegis. Perfect fight. Perfect fight. Perfect fight. And TZY's Gucci got another dual kill. You don't mind having brought back, not just to help get a dual kill, but to keep the TB alive for as long as he was. And also, what a Sunder. Was very close to dying. Sunder's the God King. And the God King, feeling a bit under pressure now from these illusions, gonna decide to build into the Maelstrom as well. Atop the BKB Maelstrom. Yeah, this is a God King special. This is a definite build. I can only see God King ever pulling off. I don't know if he pulls it off in this game. However, if anybody was going to, it would certainly be him. Shylock securing the tier 2 tower in the top lane. Now that they have been able to close out some of these objectives elsewhere, such as Roche, the tier 2, the advantage certainly sitting with the side of Team Magma. And we're starting to see in these fights, right, that last engagement honestly was not taken that well by the side of Team Magma, especially in terms of the initial jump. To be fair, Mian was just in a bad position to begin with. But the fight started poorly for them on the side of Team Magma. But still, they had the team fight advantage because of their spells. And we saw in that fight that once they've used Omni Slash, Impale, and Tombstone, that's it. That's the team fight from RNG. Nothing else is available for them. Doom is just not proving to be able to find the Doom preemptively on the puck. Oh no, D-Stones. He blinked middle. But I'm not sure they want to jump him though. They now know that he doesn't have anybody directly next to him. They send in some illusions. The fight might break out in 2 parts right now. They're being pincered in. Team Magma gets scouted out by Felix Sharpa. They don't have a gem on them, so they don't have this easy vision. Oh, Flyby cannot find the Doom. And there's going to be double duel again. Might die on TZY, but he's going to be opening up the fight. There's a big Dream Coil on the 4. Tombstone getting destroyed almost instantly by Shylock once more. As TZY is brought down. Omni Slash flying through from the God King. Shylock is going to be able to get off the easy Sunder back onto the God King. God King goes down. 2 heroes have fallen. A third will chase them into the grave. D-Stones tanking the damage from the Skadi hits from Shylock, as well as the Spirit Vessel from the Earth Spirit, preventing him regenning up. And unfortunately, it is so difficult to catch puck. If you don't have maybe the Centaur Conqueror with the War Stomp to try help you out as the Doom, maybe open up that opportunity, yeah, catching Dust is just not going to happen. No dual damage this time around for TZY, but he doesn't care because he managed to lock down 2 heroes from that fight. Felix Sharpa and Doom suddenly don't do anything. And they dive back, and we'll find Super. Super's gone for sure. Felix Sharpa looking for some revenge onto Mian. Can they find this kill onto the Earth Spirit? Indeed they can. But that's not going to mean anything in terms of saving the base. Or it might, actually. They feel afraid with 10 seconds online for the Juggernaut. It is time to back, but they've gotten themselves the tier 3 tower in the mid lane. You can potentially turn this into a push off the back of another fight. Especially if they get the next Aegis. This is also huge. Dream Coil now picked up by the puck. That last fight, the one saving grace was that Doom was able to run out of the Dream Coil. So was the DK. Well, initially, DK came back for the fight, which was very ill-advised. But now that will no longer be a possibility. Aghanim Scepter is out with the puck, so once he Dream Coils you, you're staying in that vicinity. Feels like they need a Hex or something. Like the Shiva's God, I do understand it for the Doom, but I would love to see a Hex. Some Orchid. Just feel that they're lacking so much Disable, and because they don't have Blink Dagger either, or even Yule Scepter for the next Assassin, their only form of initiation is D-Stones. Because the flyby Blink Doom is clearly not working out for them in terms of finding it in time to be useful. And now speaking of D-Stones, oh, it's nighttime. Got a bit lucky there. If it was daytime, he'd be dead, but because it's nighttime, they don't catch the vision of him on the low ground. Which does allow him to be able to escape away to safety. The God King, baby. Shi. Man, I just love that name so much. The God King. Way cooler. Like, say what you want, but that's by far the coolest, like, Chinese carry name since Burning. RNG will smoke now. Coming for this fight on the other side. They have such little vision on their side of the map. They only have this one deep ward that protects their triangle, but that's not really an area that's safe for them to be in right now. You would ideally like to be able to get some vision of the opposing side of the map before a Roche comes up. Oh boy, this sucks. This is a worst case scenario. Terrorblade as BKB. So now let's see, what do you have against them? We've got Doom. Because if you don't Doom him, you actually can't kill him anymore. Because Omni Slash is not going to kill Terrorblade. If you don't Doom this guy, he will survive the fight. He will get off the BKB. And then he'll just sunder the God King. Dream Coil now flying out onto the DK. Punts up the BKB, but there is going to be Shylock. Already got off the meta and BKB, so Doom does not matter to him. They bring down D-Stones, and there, double Doom yet again. TZY opening up the fight on the far side. At the same time, though, look at the damage going on onto Shylock. They actually got the kill onto him. Okay, the Doom finally came through. They got the Doom out. I mean, sure, he did have meta and BKB out, but the crucial thing, remember what I just said. If he doesn't get doomed, then he can sunder. This time around, he did get doomed. So they kill the rest of his team and prevent the sunder from coming out. Also, the God King does the intelligent thing this time around. A lot of these other fights, he's been going onto the Terrorblade and or onto the puck at the very beginning of the fight. This time around, he first focuses TZY. Then he brings down Mian Mian. Then he brings down Kaz. After they've been brought down, cool. Now Terrorblade is the target because we know we can't sunder anymore. Alright, good times. RNG. With that fight, got themselves back a 2k gold lead somehow. Dust might also die here middle, but they're out of stuns. Spy Carapace cannot hold Dust in position any longer. Is able to jolt himself away. A phenomenal fight there by the side of RNG. The God King now has an Aghanim Scepter too, so he has Swift Slash as well as the Blade Fury Spin because he bought the Aghanim Shard. Alright, so the strategy now from the side of RNG, kill everybody else. We'll worry about Shylock last. He's going to need to buy Lincoln Sphere, he's already queued it up. Doom is a problem. Damage isn't. If he can survive the fight, honestly, hear me out. If he got Sunder off in that fight, it's honestly an open question whether or not they kill him. I don't think they conclusively win that fight because the rest of RNG would be forced to run away. But, yo, this man survives. I believe after he gets Lincoln Sphere, maybe they should look towards, at some point in this game, for the Terrorblade, getting him... Actually, no, that's a bad idea. Never mind. I don't want to say it. Maybe just get him a refresher. Has the Mindbreaker now. Roshan. Up in 10 seconds. If they leave somebody in the pit to try to figure this out, it would be great. The fight's gonna start though. D-Stones, BKB jumping onto the high ground. Nice impale going directly onto TZY with the Doom onto the Terrorblade. The fight looks very rough for them to take. They will buy back instantly on the LC, but their time is running out because meta has been used. They do not want to fight without meta. So as soon as this Doom finishes, they need to go back. Heal him with press the attack, but you need to go back. You can't let this... Yeah. You can't let this meta finish. If meta goes down, RNG will walk into the Roshan pit and take it easily. That being said though, Rosh is up. Okay, what's gonna happen around this big pit? Felix Sharba. Okay, it's gonna be a big Doom. Duel on onto the Doombringer, but he's already used the Doom. TZY will die. What an impale coming in on the backside of the fight, however, from Felix Sharba to initiate the fight and open up space for the Omni Slash. So the God King is able to bring down 2, make that 3. TZY goes in for the ill-advised duel on the far side of the fight onto the Doombringer, who'd already used the spell. But Felix Sharba, what an impale. Connects on to 3, followed up by the Omni Slash. More than enough damage to take that fight. RNG, baby. With 4 heroes down, suddenly they have a 13k net worth lead. The God King is basically caught up to the Terrorblade, even though at some point he was like 5k behind. Being a bit hyperbolic on that one, but you get the gist of it. Now they feel so strong on the side of RNG. And Team Magma just have lost their coordination with these fights. I understand TZY jumping in to get the duel, but if that's not immediately followed up with everything, he has to have Ink Swell on him, Soulbind onto 2, Magnetize onto several, a Rolling Boulder, Dream Coil. The fact that they just got all caught out by Felix Sharba. The coordination from Team Magma just hasn't been there for them in this game. And we'll see them able to get a quick kill onto Mian Mian. Does not have buyback either. That's a dieback, in fact, on the Earth Spirit. What a reckless maneuver from him, because that's going to guarantee 2 lanes of racks. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, really? Oh boy. D-Stones. Now sitting with AC, BKB, Cheese, Blink, Falcon Blade. Has everything, man. And we're gonna go into a Aghanim Scepter of his own to give him the Elder Dragon form with the Black Dragon, baby. Juggernaut. Mjolnir, BKB not needed because he just still has the spin. Battle Fury, SNY, Ags, Aegis, Orb of Destruction, just a beast in this game. And they have one more roll of the dice. 2 lanes of racks are down. I love how the game suddenly turned basically with one decision. Not that one decision was Flyby deciding he's not going to waste his time trying to Doom Puck anymore. That the only Doom target he wants is Terrorblade because God King is tired of being sundered. As soon as he does that, these fights look very different. Markedly different. Can they defend this high ground? They have lost their healing ward thanks to the efforts of Dust. Tombstone plopped down as well by Super. What will the last hurrah be? The racks are just being taken right now. I'm gonna wait a little bit. Think about going for the range racks. The God King doesn't know that there's an LC in the trees here. Once the spin is down, maybe. But they're set up so well. Felix Sharba's inside the burrow. Tombstone still getting healed up and kept alive. There's going to be the jump in. Shiloh gets with the BKB, however. There's the damage going back onto the God King as well as D-Stones. Omni Slash, however, keeping God King alive and enabling him to kill the Terrorblade. That's actually going to lead to the end of the game. They came so close, but they weren't even able to take off the Aegis life from the God King. It's only D-Stones who ended up taking all the damage in the world. And it doesn't end up mattering at the end of the day. GG is called. Woo! Royal never give up. live up to the name. They do not give up, and they do somehow find themselves in a situation where they grab the dub. They take the dub. Even though early game was a bit rough. Yeah, they're just a better team. They're just a better team. Just a much better team. Like, yeah. 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 Wow. Yeah. That was honestly okay. So a couple of things that went wrong for Team Magma. That big fight that ended up taking place in the bottom lane around the tier 2 tower, where Shylock got caught on the high ground by himself. The rest of his team was fighting on the low ground. There was a jump in with the duel from TZY onto 2 targets, but no damage from Shylock at that point, so they couldn't follow up that fight. Really did feel like RNG just had a better idea of what they wanted to do with their engagements. The earlier ones looked really good for Team Magma. Flyby turns as a target attentioning towards Shylock. They start basically thinking to themselves, let's doom Shylock and not worry about him. Doom him, kill everybody else, we'll come back for him. And it started working out really, really well. You can even see the exact moment in the graph that first fight ends up happening. Then after that, it all comes tumbling down. All comes tumbling down. Oof. And that fight around the Roshan pit was, yeah, spectacular for the side of RNG. Unfortunately, Team Magma in that situation, like they bought back on the LC again that time around, but yeah, that was like the nail in the coffin fight. After that, it really did seem like a comeback was kind of off the cards from them, unless RNG ended up making a mistake, and RNG just didn't. RNG just didn't, especially not the God King, one of his signature heroes in one of his more comfortable positions, being super ahead in a game like this. Or like getting super ahead, rather, once they got to that point. So, game 1 in the books. Team Magma, without any real surprise, unfortunately, are down 1 game. So, let's see whether or not they're going to go 0-8. 0-8, y'all. That's something. That's something. I personally hope they don't end up going 0-8. But anything can happen here in the Dota 2 world. So, stick around. We'll be right back for some more Dota 2 action. Some of y'all I see new here. If you're new here, come say hi in chat. Come holla at the homie. Come greet us. Let's hang out, talk about some Dota 2. And make sure you're following the channel if it's your first time. If you are following, but you are not yet subscribing, do the right thing. Support the channel growth either by becoming a subscriber through Twitch, big purple button that you can hit, and also a partner now, so there's more tiers for subscription. Woo! Woo! I still have to add like a bunch of new emotes and whatnot, but we'll get there. Anyway, hit the big purple button if you want to subscribe. Hit the big yellow button underneath the stream if you just want to donate. Obviously, if you donate, you become a person with your name in lights. Here in heaven, we will speak on your name and say yes, congratulations, and thank you. And of course, if you don't want to be a one-time donator, you can also become a patron through Patreon, and that will also make all the difference in the world. You have no idea how much every iota of support I receive, how much it means to me, how useful it is, and how much it allows me to be here. So much. Thank you for everything, everyone. But yeah, that's game 1. Game 2 coming shortly. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with some more Dota 2 action. Yo, welcome back everybody, my ladies, gentlemen, and my NBA comrades, to some Dota 2 action. By the way, do y'all know, let me actually whisper to me, put a 1 in chat. No, let's do that. Whisper to me if you are one of the few NB people who I keep shouting out here. I want to make sure that y'all are included. Anyway, we're back for some Dotes. Magma got stomped by their, let me actually rephrase, Magma threw their game. They just weren't able to really keep up. And honestly, I don't want to say it's because RNG is just that much better than them, but it kinda is. Like, RNGs have a better understanding of what to do on the game, even when you're in a losing position. They definitely understand what to do if you're in a winning position, better than Team Magma. I will say this RNG team has been coming together. I still personally will always hold out that D-Stones is not that great, but he's improved. Let me not talk too much trash. Shame he's out here. He's put in this work. In this game, he is going to be playing this Marana or the Visage. I imagine the Visage actually. They have Visage, Centaur, Marana with the Lion. Centaur Marana is a combo I've always loved for a long time. You have ways to get in and out of the fight simultaneously. You got some magical burst that comes in from the Lion. High pressure in the early game from the Visage. Some push potential coming out of the Fiend as well. On the other side, Team Magma went in for this puck. Still have the big team fight advantage I see for their team. Puck, AA, Phoenix, Axe, and the Spectre. Good God. If there's ever any big team fight, yeah, it just goes really south for RNG. Their egg hitter is just Visage and Marana, so they can take out the egg quite quickly. BKB buyer gets to be Marana mid instead of Visage. Okay, that does mean that she'll have leap and availability to it a little bit sooner than expected, so we are going to be expecting a situation where Kaz on the Ancient Apparition will need to keep some strong beads on this Marana, cold feed her to prevent her from being able to stand on the egg as soon as the egg does go down. Got this TZYX. Playing into a God King lane on the Luna though. God, that sucks. That is not an easy lane. Whether it be Luna Visage or Luna Lion for Axe, definitely not an easy lane. Using the Lucent Beam, you should pretty much never be caught in a situation where Battle Hunger can stay for a long time on you. You have some very decent CS damage. So taking out those creeps to enable that to also get purged off is quite useful. Big team fight spell is what they needed as well at this point, so the Eclipse is quite nice, especially as Shylock jumps onto you as the Luna. Sometimes you feel a little bit afraid. You know that the Spectre wants to be able to reach you as the target, but if you have ultimate, suddenly it's the Spectre who doesn't want to press R onto you, since you're now the dangerous one in that situation. Alright, I can roll with this. I can roll with this. The last pick Spectre is a bit risky, if I'm honest, but I would have preferred if they'd gone like for a Juggernaut themselves. However, there's a ton of team fight. If they can get the Spectre into a strong position in this game, looks quite strong, looks quite good. Oh wait, I'm in a hero chase on whose camera was that? Actually, I think it was Felix Sharba's camera. Well, here we go. Here we go. Game number 2. Magma. Yeah, I doubt they want to be the first team to go down 0-8. Like nobody wants dubious honors. So it's like, hey, well done. Y'all suck. Terrible. At least grab one series, boys. Honestly, and thinking of all the other teams above them, Aster, IG, Vici, Elephant. RNG might be your easiest game, so you definitely need to be able to turn this into a victory. And to be fair, they actually did look good in the earlier portions of game 1. It just didn't come together as a cohesive product to win the game ultimately. Hopefully they're able to achieve that this go around. I think they have the opportunity. They have the opportunity. The odds are... the only, like, this draft from RNG will really affect this Phoenix in particular, but I think the Spectre has potential to have a very dominant performance here. And are they going to be able to get more than 2 runes? Nah, just 2. Everybody knows how it is. Just going to be the 2 to start off with. This is going to be interesting, this mid lane matchup, because I would imagine that Mirana wins this, right? You just have a much nicer animation. But Puck has a Lucio Orb, you only have Starfall. Let's see, is he going to level up Starfall or Arrow first? Because if he gets Arrow, then he guarantees that you get the range creep, but Starfall helps you overall in the lane. Went for the Starfall level 1. Alright, we'll see how this ends up going. D-Stones can play as aggressively as he did in the previous game. Thus, though, will definitely be granted some reprieve, because unlike the DK, it's not like Mirana can just come stand in front of you and expect not to actually take any real damage. This does put a little bit more pressure on the Centaur this game, because one of the reasons they were actually able to win the previous game on the side of RNG is not just because of all the things we mentioned about how they were playing the map, it's also their heroes. They had 4 really tanky heroes who could only really die to Shylock. So if Shylock was prevented from dishing out that damage, it becomes a real complication. However, in this game, that's not really the case, right? The only tanky hero is going to be the Centaur. Everybody else is... The one thing about Luna, for now and all time, no matter how well she does, no matter how far ahead of you she is, there's always a chance if you get on top of her of actually killing her. Especially pre-BKB. So, Team Magma, they're the ones that have a little bit more survivability between the Axe and the Spectre, as well as the Phoenix to back them up with the Sun Ray, and atop all of that, they have the Ice Blast to ensure that the regen gained by the side of RNG, even through the Centaur, isn't as useful as it could otherwise be. In fact, I would not be surprised in this game if we saw this Phoenix building the Spirit Vessel, similar to what Myanmar did in game number 1. Shylock taking some damage here top. Doesn't actually have mana for a dagger. Might actually die here. This is first blood. Shylock will go down to Felix Sharba. Ancient Apparition only has a point into Chilling Touch. No Cold Feet. Wasn't even in the vicinity. They cannot prevent the Spectre from dying. That's huge. It's already a decent enough lane for the Centaur, but being able to get a first blood in that lane with the Visage, you feel amazing. And I worry about what happens to Team Magma if they're the one that fall behind in the early game. A lot of this game is locked behind the Axe, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it more and more. Axe has to have like a bonkers performance. There's a lot of things to enable him though in this game. At the same time, a lot of things to be able to enable the Spectre. Shylock. Definitely a game for Blade Mail. We see a lot of Spectres not go for Blade Mail sometimes. You're playing against Luna, you're gonna buy Blade Mail. Luna and Mirana, you definitely buy Blade Mail. Dust gonna get leaped upon. Unfortunately, D-Stone's not able to connect with the arrow there. Does Puck have bottle? Yeah, he does, so it's not that big of a deal. Mirana was hoping to be able to perhaps get a kill before the 4-minute mark, but now 4 minutes is coming. The refill will be there regardless. Dust not even gonna bother trying to contest for top. He's like, dude, I just want my HP back. TZY is back in the trees, almost has his ring of health. Centaur should have his by now, yeah. We are looking at a very early Vanguard in this lane for the Centaur.
The prize is mine.
A lot of this damage that's going to be coming in from Magma for quite some time in this game is magical in nature. So that is going to be one positive aspect of things, that even after he gets this Vanguard, the only real hero that gets affected by this are the Spectre and the Puck. Everybody else not really planning to use any right-click damage regardless. Spectre picks up the Soul Ring. Should definitely go Blade Mail. It's looking like a really rough game though. The farm top is not going the Spectre's way whatsoever. But camps are being stacked. Camps are being stacked. Mian is trying to do the right thing. Did miss the one stack, sadly. Okay, we see Dreamcoil thrown out in the mid lane. Dust gonna go for the solo kill. Will he be able to find it? Yes, he will. This is the one thing that Puck has over so many other mid laners. Ironically enough, this is also why I think people started picking Storm Spirit more often mid lane. We see bottom, hold that thought. TZY in trouble. Will he get ran down? God King able to find a Lucent Beam, and they do grab the kill. Super might tick out as well, but they'll take that any day of the week to bring down TZY. But you see the situation so often where Puck is able to hit 6, able to hit 7, and immediately do something. Getting a kill onto his counterpart in the mid lane gives him a lot of bonus gold over him. But the other lanes are not looking so hot. If we take a look at the net worth, only the Puck on top, but God King farming really well, Flyby farming really well. I would like to see them when Dreamcoil is back online make a rotation into the lane with the Luna in it. And Felix Sharba might actually die here. Yeah, he's actually gonna die. Dust has got him. There's no way he survives this. He's gonna try and deny himself, but yeah, he's gone. That was nice play from Dust there. He throws out the Illusion Orb, and then he starts moving in the opposite direction, right? And what that does is that it baits Felix Sharban to a sort of thinking, oh, okay, I'm fine. And he starts putting some attacks onto creeps instead of just running straight away. And Dust recognizes his opportunity, joins back in, secures that kill. Now, are they gonna smoke? He's got Dreamcoil. Yeah, go bottom, boys. Go bottom. Smoke and go bottom. Right now, right now, right now, right now, right now, right now. He's not gonna smoke and go bottom, but he's coming bottom. Because it is time to kill the God King. Battle hunger him up. Ugh, they're gonna go for super. I suppose you'll take the kill. But you're definitely not happy about the fact that it's not the God King you can jump. There's still an opportunity to get to him, but you have to go back middle because now D-Stones is putting some harass onto the tower. What build is this D-Stones Marana going for in this game? Power Treads is obviously going to be the first item. We're probably going to want some attack speed. Maybe SNY. But I don't know. Maybe Yules? Because they'll still need some further team fights starting, right? They only have Blink Dagger from the Centaur to initiate their fights for them. Lion is going to be quite a long ways away from having a blink of his own. So potentially get like a Yules. But you're going to go Maelstrom. Maelstrom gives you the farming route. There's so many different item builds on this hero. I've seen Orchid Marana, Maelstrom Marana, Yules Marana, Force Staff Marana, Hurricane Pike Marana, just a bevy of options. And all of this from the mid lane, mind you, not just from a support position. TZY is the one now going to be farming these big stacks. They want to be able to get the early Blink Dagger. They get the Vanguard at decent time. And Shylock also able to just start farming the jungle. It's not even level 6 just yet. We'll only get it over some of these creeps. Still not that far behind the God King, however, in terms of the overall net worth. Only a 400 difference at this stage of the game. Especially considering Luna, with the pointer to the Moonclaves, always farms faster than you as spec. Not ultimately surprising that this is the state of affairs at the moment. And this Puck getting closer towards the Witchblade. Blitz knuckles up. Just needs the rest of the components. I must say, I've been finding it very interesting how, like, in the Orpha and safe lanes, it's now very common for towers to fall extremely early. Like, just depending on what the matchup looks like with all those heroes. It's been very interesting to watch. And despite these towers falling super early, we don't always see, especially when it comes to top, like the team that takes that side of the map immediately moving in to try and get wards to just farm there. Primarily they use this tier 1 tower when they take it as a means to control the spacing around Roshan. Bottom super. Taking some damage here. We'll get the Hex out. Moonlight Shadow will be there. Sunray taking him down, but they do lose vision. Will he die? Oh, 2 more ticks will kill him. Oh, nice one. Nice one. Okay. Magic Stick at the last second is able to give him enough life to survive. One more piece of damage before that would have killed him. Had they still been able to keep the Sunray out on him, or if one more Fire Spirit had connected, he'd be dead right now. They're gonna smoke up and hit middle. Dust wants to reveal the Switchblade. Oh, he doesn't have it just yet, but they do have the Dream Coil. They don't find Ice Blast, and because of the movement of this Marana, D-Stones end up keeping himself safe. Very keen understanding of the game there, of the dynamics coming towards him, allowing him to keep himself alive. A flyby. Down bottom here on the Centaur. Just doing his thing. Getting back closer towards picking up this Blink Dagger. Already has the Hood of Defiance and the Vanguard, so he's hella tanky. But that top lane was magnificent for him. The one thing that's going to threaten him in this game is higher levels of the Sunray from the Phoenix is going to prove to be a bit of a complication. But as it stands right now, the happiest camper on Earth. Overall RNG just happy in general. Shylock is going to be going for this Blade Mail, but it has really been a rough start to this game. And the thing is, one of the reasons they've been trying to go for these smoke plays on the side of Team Magma is that if you find a good play, then Shylock can haunt in, be involved in that fight, get some gold, get some experience without having to actually put himself at risk. So it'd be so beneficial if they could find some of these earlier moves, but sadly, it's proven to be a struggle so far for the side of Team Magma. They still haven't fallen behind in net worth though. It's been a 1k lead that has somewhat plateaued here. Alright, so a fight might be coming bottom because a double damage rune was picked up by D-Stones and he's going to the bottom lane. They get the Earth Spike out with the Hoof Stomp, all the damage onto the axe. And this is right before he can pick up the ultimate. There's going to be the Haunt Supernova with the Dream Coil as well. Marana in a lot of trouble. She's going to snap the coil. Ice Blast does connect onto her as well as the Illusion Orb, and they are able to find that kill. The egg did pop, forcing back Flyby and the comrades. And because it's D-Stones, if it was any other hero but D-Stones that's caught inside the Dream Coil, then maybe they can turn onto the egg. But because it's him, he's forced to the far side of the fight to try to survive. Gets brought down regardless. And sure, they lose the axe, but if you're Team Magma, you take this any day of the week because not only did you come back, but you managed to finally involve Shylock in something. He does port back middle to keep farming there. But you need any and every tool at his disposal if you want the Spectre to succeed in this game. Johnny, I'm not doing I'm actually leaving the camera alone because I'm being kind of lazy today. So whenever you see those weird things happening, it's sometimes the cameraman, the CN cameraman. But I'll just keep re-clicking the heroes to make sure we're on the right focus. Phoenix, indeed as specified earlier, is building into the Spirit Vessel. It's going to be fantastic against the Centaur. Going to make all the difference in the world against the big man. Preventing him from just being able to run inside the fight feeling completely invincible. Also some decent heals for yourself. And we now have Blink Dagger for the axe. So it is time. It is time. It is time. Who is going to be our target? D-Stones and Super. Gonna head towards this rune. Nice Blink Core directly onto D-Stones. Woo! Woo! Damn. That's nasty. That's nasty. That's a lot of damage in a very short space of time. But fantastic way to reveal the Blink Core there. Also nice positioning from them to stay patiently on the high ground. They were quite lucky that the Invis rune happened to spawn right there. And that D-Stones is the one sitting with the bottle to want to put it in. And they might not be done just yet. They're looking for Flyby. They get the Dream Coil out onto the Centaur. Sunray coming through as well. We're starting to see the effect of the spell. Look at how much damage he's taken. My god. They have the Urn of Shadows out onto him as well. And this is pre-Spirit Vessel. But Phoenix able to help melt down the Centaur. And they are able to find the kill. Fantastic pickup from them. Not just killing Centaur, but enabling the Puck to get more farm. Opening up that part of the map. So that whoever's farming Triangle right now feels completely unpressured. Looks like RNG want to find revenge by making a rotation to the top lane. Lion. This is Super Lion, so we're not going to have a Blink Dagger for quite some time. He might decide to start farming this now, but it's still going to take a little bit of a while before it's available. Wards being planted out by both sides here on the high ground. Flyby wants to reveal the Blink Dagger. Does find the hoof stop, but it is onto this axe only. Kaz will also end up dying on the far side of the fight on the Ancient Apparition. TZY being slowed up, but does still manage to stay alive. Battle Hunger thrown back onto Flyby. I'm not too sure RNG want to chase this far forward. There's going to come Dust jumping in. There's going to be the Dream Coil onto Seba with the Supernova following it up as well. Nice Blink Core. The egg will get popped down, but 3 heroes have fallen because they eliminate everybody on the backside. Ice Blast lands out onto Flyby, killing the Centaur and allowing the Dust Puck to pick up that kill. 4 heroes fall. Spectre got involved again. And they don't feel comfortable involving this Luna in these earlier engagements pre-BKB. Looks like the Manta style is coming now for the God King. But they've given so much space over to Team Magma. Woo, what a fight. What a call. What a Dream Coil. But the chase from RNG, that was the epitome of greed right there. They'd already gotten the kill onto the Ancient Apparition. It was apparent in the midst of that chase that Axe will not die. You're not going to kill Axe. He's going to survive this. But they decide to keep chasing. Only when they're like by the tier 2 tower, they realize, oh snap, we're a bit too overextended, but now we've given them the perfect fight. Now we need to try and find some revenge elsewhere on the map. Big chain disables going out onto our Axe. It does take everything, but they do kill him. That opens up space for this Roche. No buyback available for the Axe, so Roche will be taken quite easily. They have a medallion as well sitting on Felix Shaba. It's a full solar crest been upgraded to. So that will enable them to get the Aegis. This is primarily just a Luna protection tool. So that she can't get jumped on anymore. I think Ice Blast, did it connect inside the pit? I'm not sure. But, no, it did. No one's going to be low enough to die in that situation though. And it is only level 1 Ice Blast, unfortunately. Nonetheless, Aegis is in tow for RNG. The question will be, what can they do with this on the map? Will they find an occasion to be able to utilize this? But Team Magma, I actually really like this. Honestly, they're still stronger than RNG. Despite the 2k Goldcraft lead, it's only this Luna that's really strong. So provided she's not the point hero that you're going for in the fight, you can still take down everybody else. They're smoked up right now. They have Haunt back online in a few seconds. It's only 20. Okay, that's too long. Never mind. Go back. Back. Don't take this fight. They can't do this without Haunt. If they had Haunt online already for the spec, then I could say maybe, but with that still being like 15 seconds on cooldown, bad idea. Tier 2 will fall. They're still sitting in a position to maybe try go for the counter jump here. A fight might be coming. TZY, very bad target to go on, as evidenced by the last time they took a fight in this vicinity. Mian, you're out of position, mate. Back! You don't need to be so far forward. Back. If they can kill Phoenix at the beginning of the fight cannot be won anymore. Huge jump going in onto Felix Shaba. Ice Blast connect onto him and they've already gotten the kill. They lose Super next as well. God King going in with the ultimate. They lay down the Supernova as well, but the jump in came through. They managed to take down the egg, but it does cost the life of the Aegis. Will they lose D-Stones as well? He fell very low. Does not end up dying just yet. Shylock able to get off the Spectral Dagger to run away from the damage of the Luna. They brought back on Super to come in and defend the God King. That fight ends up going 2 for 3 at the end. I'm counting the Aegis death, even though the God King does end up respawning. The Spectre in that situation, the Blade Mail did the most work against the ultimate from the Luna. I'm not sure you all saw that, but Luna's life literally went from 100 to 0. Thanks to the Eclipse. And there were no other targets nearby because they just managed to bring down TZY. Arrow does connect onto the Phoenix just as he's TPing in to the tier 2 tower, but it's not going to be enough to get any substantive kill just yet. Does though. Finds the God King by himself on the far side of the fight. Now suddenly Flyby, recognizing that he's out of mana, can't blink away because of the Spirit Vessel. Can they stun him and kill him? No, they cannot. He will be able to TP away to safety. Cold Feet did not come out in time. There was no mana available from Kaz, I believe. So they are unable to bring down the Centaur. When they still had mana, I would have liked to see them use Cold Feet. Sometimes you like using that spell just to make sure the enemy can't stand and TP out. They're still very happy with everything that's taken place. The God King dying. Need BKB on this hero, fam. Mask Manta and you're still dying solo to a puck. BKB is required. Such is the life of Luna. The epitome of glass cannon in this current meta. Even Drow feels less glass than the Luna does these days. She has the Gust as a defensive measure to keep herself safe. Luna, once you're on top of her, she has nothing. Felix Shaba. They want to start a fight now onto Kaz. Looking for this ancient apparition. Will they find him? Yeah, they should. They have the damage from the Visage, but no. The heals from the Sunray will make sure that Kaz ends up living, and they ran out of damage on the familiars regardless. And now Felix Shaba might be the one that gets taken out. There's no blink, however. Nice arrow stun connecting onto the Spectre. Super does end up dying. TZY keeping this chase up in the event that his Blink Dagger comes back off cooldown and they can look for this fight. They have the Haunt. They find the call. Only connecting it onto the Visage. There's going to be the Spectral Dagger to follow this up. Pipe was used by Flyby to try and enable them to escape here. Jump in. Flyby. Very nice hoof stomp. There's going to be an arrow as well landing out onto the Spectre. TZY with the spin. And the call onto 2, Shylock being kept up. Will the Sunray be enough to bring down Flyby? No, it will not. In fact, it's going to be enough to bring down TZY. Supernova, what a place to put this out. And there's no leap available for D-Stones. They still do manage to take it down right before it pops. Half second away from it popping and stunning up several heroes. Instead, they bring it down, granting yet another kill over to RNG. They get something out of it from Magma by getting the Centaur kill, but in the grand scheme of things, not worth it to give D-Stones anything. This hero, yo, do not sleep on Mirana right-click damage. With BKB, Maelstrom into Satanic, this hero is no joke. And once you crack level 20, this game is going to start getting fun. That mana break is crazy useful in this game, honestly. Might opt for the spell amp, but I doubt it. The God King. He also wants a Satanic for himself in this game. Unfortunately, they're also playing into Ancient Apparition, so once they get these Satanics, you have to be immaculate with your timing to ensure that you can get past this Ice Blast. I want to smoke up right now on the side of RNG. They've hit a small local peak. Feeling very strong in themselves. They still don't have the God King immediately in the fight. He's trailing them somewhat, but he does have this BKB, so they feel strong enough to go for the engagement. They'll be able to use the Stampede to bring him in. The one thing that kind of sucks about Moonlight Shadow as an initiation tool versus using a smoke is if there was smoked here, they actually might have known where the Spectre was. But unfortunately, when you use Moonlight Shadow, it doesn't stop just because enemies are nearby.
So you can't use that as an inference as to where to initiate. Now they no longer have Moonlight, but they still do have access to Stampede. So going onto them is a little bit of a difficult proposition. They're going to try though on the side of Team Magma. Dust leading this charge. The one sucky thing about having picked up this BKB for the Luna is that they already have Aghanim Scepter for the puck. I don't have any adequate vision right now to allow them to start a fight, however, so maybe this is just a warding mission with the smoke. This time around, I'm not gonna blame them like I did in the previous game of saying, oh man, they're not getting anything from the smoke. It's like, yeah, they're playing intelligently and not taking any unnecessary risks. The thing is, so much of this lead is on this Luna. And she's very killable. Very, very killable in this game. And she's going to be consistently killable. That's the good thing. When you're playing as the Spectre into this Luna and you have Phoenix behind you, you know for a fact that you can play aggressively the entire game. And God King, especially once Eclipse is down, doesn't feel nearly as strong in the middle of these fights. But we'll see. More items can definitely change that because Luna can become a beast in her own right. Dust right now. Going for Lincolns into Dagon. Why Lincolns? I guess he doesn't want to be chopped down by the Culling Blade, but I prefer BKB as a defensive item. Because then you can at very least deal with the Ice Blast, some of these spells from the Phoenix, Puck spells. Wait, I'm an idiot, aren't I? Puck is the one building Lincolns, and he's playing against Hex. Okay, yeah. Sorry. My brain broke for a second there. Wrong teams. I was like, why is he building this Lincoln Sphere versus Hex? Jump in, fly by, gets the hoof stop out onto this Phoenix, and they do have the chain disable necessary to bring him down. Roche is online, so they will have to buy back if they want to fight into this area. However, with Ice Blast being up, oh, nice call coming in from the Axe. Ice Blast flying forth, gonna catch Felix Arbar. There's gonna come the buyback. Kaz in trouble, and he's gonna get brought down too, forced to buy back. Eclipse already used by the God King. So now, jump in, Dream Coil onto several, but D-Stones, wow, look at the turnaround back onto Dust. BKB popped by this Mirana, they have all the damage in the world. And Magma, they've been forced to buy back onto several heroes, and look at Flyby, catching two bought back heroes on the high ground here. Supernova does come out, but not going to be so lucky for Kaz. They immediately destroyed, however, with the leap in from the Mirana. TZY dies as well around the pit. Dust in a whole host of trouble. Will he be able to escape this fight? No, he cannot. He also brought back here. Oh my god, what just happened? Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Game losing plays? Did they? Yeah. That was... They brought back on 4 heroes. They sort of went in one by one, all dying. All bound back, and then going in again slowly and surely and dying. Oh boy. That's GG. That game is just ended. With all these heroes dead for so long, no possibility of buyback. They're just gonna go for the jugular. Do they have enough for the jugular is the question. I mean, with the amount of time that they have on their hands, yeah, they certainly do. Yeah, just call it GG. GG. Yeah. GG. Pain. Pain and suffering. That's what this was. Ouch. Just a big yikes. Big yikes. Big pain in the situation. You literally take that one fight, and it's not like the game is over at that point, right? It's a 5k gold lead, but it's most of it on the Luna. I mean, look at these net worths, right? You have Luna. Well, no, not at that point. That's when the game ended. So, yeah, this Luna is Puck. I want to see when the buybacks happen. You can literally see it on the gold graph where things are going well. Look at Axe's net worth drops down. Spectre's net worth drops down. Puck's net worth drops down. Yeah, that was something. That was probably the worst taken fight I've ever seen in my life around a Roshan pit. And I'm talking ever. That was... So everything went wrong there, right? First, Phoenix dies. What they should have done is just buy back on Phoenix. That's all. Just buy back on Phoenix and wait on the high ground. The fight will come to you. That's all you have to do. But instead, they do buy back on Phoenix. But only after TZY jumps in. TZY jumps in onto Felix Shaba. You catch Visage. But at the time, Visage has max points into the Gravekeeper's Cloak. They throw in the Ice Blast. Flyby has already popped the Pipe of Insight. So the Ice Blast is going to do nothing. Felix Shaba will not die just from an axe spinning onto him. An axe is now separated from the rest of his team. So now they kill axe. While they're doing that, it enables them the space for the Centaur to jump onto the high ground and find the Ancient Apparition. And they kill him too. Now you have 3 heroes dead. 2 buy back. Axe buys back as well. Dust goes in for the fight. He dies. He also buys back. And they... The worst part is Kaz and the Phoenix of Mian Mian get caught in the same place by Flyby, the same hero. And as a result, Phoenix can't reposition into a better place in the fight to allow for the Supernova to actually be useful. That was... pain. Just pain, man. Just pain. Just pain. Ooh... Yeah, that was... I am very unhappy by what I saw here from the side of Team Magma. Not because of the fact that they just lost, but because they definitely lost their heads. They had an idea, they had a game plan, they had a strategy, but they were not able to allow themselves to play that strategy properly. They just got into their own heads. They sort of allowed RNG to get into their mental minds and screw it up. Especially after, in this game, there were so many fights, except for the last fight. Every team fight in this game, Magma won. Except for the final fight of the entire game, where they lose. And they just kept allowing themselves sort of to be stretched out on the map. They weren't playing fully as 5, and in the way that you don't just play as 5 as in you're around each other on the map. You should play as 5 as in when you're utilizing spells, that they're going in a particular way to get a particular objective. A certain hero must die, then you move on to your next target. We saw in this game, for example, at the moment Supernova drops, everybody from RNG, all the focus instantly. Familiars leap everything on the egg. Whereas for Team Magma, it's like, there was one, like the fights initially looked really good for them, just like in game 1. But just towards the end, when they couldn't find those fights, when they're smoking but getting nothing, when they're waiting to use the haunt but not finding targets, kind of feel like it really affects Team Magma, and they end up losing the game as a result. So GG, well played. RNG will snag up the 2-0. Congratulations to them. Congratulations to them. Yeah. Team Magma, definitely not the hottest performance that we've seen from the Chinese side, but RNG will at least keep the trend going, as now poor Team Magma have officially gone down 0-8. It's one thing, it feels bad, man. Every team has beaten you. You've taken a game here or there, but you've never been able to take a series against anybody. That doesn't feel good. But you are the weakest team in the group, so it is somewhat to be expected. Alright, y'all. That's me for now. At the very least, I've got some other things cooking today. I'm going to be recording content for Curved Thought. I've been kind of neglecting YouTube for the majority of April, so I need to spruce it up a bit. Yeah, I'm gonna be out here, put out some YouTube videos today. How many am I gonna put out? I'll just put out 1, maybe 2 actually. There's another one I need to finish editing, but unfortunately my audio is gonna be a bit messed up in my videos because my DaVinci Resolve, which I have normally been using to mix the audio. Yo, by the way, if you don't use DaVinci Resolve as an editing suite, the Fairlight Effect suite for audio is amazing. It's pretty great. But unfortunately, it's just not working for me right now. So, and I can't edit audio in Premiere Pro. That's just going to be awful. So it's going to be garbage audio. It is what it is. For now, though, I'm out. I'm sad because I wanted more Dota. I'm bleak. But thanks for hanging with me for the last couple of hours. And I'll see you all tomorrow morning for some more iLeague action. Keep it locked. Make sure you're following the channel. Make sure that you have the notifications on. And click those notifications when the channel actually does go live. Thanks, everybody. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Love ya. And I'll scope y'all either on YouTube or Discord as the day goes on. Peace suits.